Hello traders, the title of this video is Mastering a Top-Down Trading Method like Top Technical Traders, Part 4. I believe that you have already watched Part 1 to Part 3. In first part, we were talking about the short-term, medium, and long-term trend. We use those short-term, medium, and long-term trend to design a reliable top-down trading method. This is about part 1. In part 2, we were using a specific trading setup, and then we implement a different time frame trading method to trade it. All right. In the third part, we were talking about looking at the charts from different angles, from different time frame. All right. So we can avoid trading mistake and also to time the market accurately and to forecast the market. So this is about part 3. In part 4, all right, so at this stage, all right, you should be able to understand and to start applying the top-down trading method. But in part 4, what we're going to talk about is about, why top-down trading method does fail. All right, why sometimes a trader who clearly understands the top-down trading method or a trader who knows how to apply the top-down trading method will end up losing. All right, so you have to understand that if you are trading, day trading, swing trading, position trading, not all trade will be profitable. All right, so this is it. So sometimes you may apply your top-down trading method as you learn it, as you understood it, but you will end up having a losing trade. So we will talk about that, and I will show you how you can improve or avoid mistakes and not to lose when you are applying correctly the top-down trading method. All right. So what we were discussing is that we need to find first the trading setup. This is very, very important if you want to master or use the top-down trading method profitably. So this is the origin of the trading signal. Without a valid trading setup, one is just wasting one time. You just see. So the beginning is wrong, the end will be also wrong. That's it. So very often, ordinary traders, retail traders will, rush and pick out, any trading setup, double top, double bottom, very fast. So they are looking for one trading setup and they just use it. Now, but professional traders do not trade that way, all right? They have their trading setup. It's not like they come today and they look and they say, what trading setup should I trade today? Where is it? Where is it? I found one. No. They know their trading setup, which means they have been trading that trading setup for years, all right? So because they have tried all kind of trading setup over the years, and some of them, were more reliable than others. So now they concentrate on trading setup that are working for them, trading setup that they understand, and they want to trade only those trading setup. All right. So the reason why a trader who understands the top-down trading method may end up losing is that probably he has picked the wrong trading setup. You may say, Joe, that's easy to say. Another reason why a trader who masters the top-down trading method may end up losing is that one has failed to validate the trading setup. So a trader did ask me to record a video about validation of trading setup. It's very simple. So you're looking for your trading setup on a daily chart. So suppose you see a trading setup on a daily chart. All right. You say daily chart, hourly time frame, 10-minute time frame. This is a specific 3 time frame for top-down trading method from the daily chart when we identify a valid trading setup on the daily chart. Okay. But what is happening, because your trading setup is on a daily chart, if you do not validate that trading setup on a higher time frame, on another higher time frame, your trading setup on a daily chart may seems okay, all right, and you may try to trade it, but you need to validate that trading setup. The same thing, if you find a trading setup on the weekly chart, you must check either the monthly chart, the quarterly chart, and the yearly chart to see the bigger picture. So as I told you in part 3, when you are looking at another higher time frame, you are gathering information. So for some traders, that's why I need to talk about this, because you may say, all right, John, you are talking about the same thing. No, because some traders love to find their trading setup on the weekly chart. You can't force them. All right? Other traders love to look for their trading setup on the weekly chart. We can't. This is about trading style. Other traders like to look for their trading setup on the monthly chart. That's myself personally looking for swing trading setup. I would prefer to look on the monthly chart instead of the weekly chart or the daily chart. Okay. Another trader may say, position trader may say, quarterly chart or yearly chart, and so on. So for those type of traders talking about trading style, okay, how we feel about our trading, which trading style is suitable for us. If you are a trader that is using a top-down trading method and you prefer to look for your trading setup on the daily chart, once you find your trading setup on the daily chart, you must go to the weekly chart, you must go to the monthly chart, you must go to all the higher time frame. When you go to the weekly chart, draw the channel. So suppose you see, for instance, a bullish chart pattern on the daily chart and you want to buy. And then you go to the weekly chart, you draw the channel, you see that the price is in a declining channel. What is it telling you? You are about to violate the market pattern on the weekly chart. And then you go to the yearly chart, and then you go to the monthly chart, and then you see that, all right, on the monthly chart, it's in a rising channel. On the weekly chart, it's in a declining channel. Well, what's going on? All right. Okay. The weekly chart, the monthly chart will command the weekly chart, and weekly chart will command the daily chart. So you say, all right. So if I want to buy, I would prefer that the weekly chart and the daily chart at least are aligning together before I can buy. Because if the monthly chart is bullish, it's in a rising channel, the price is pulling back. That's why you are seeing on the weekly chart a pullback. Now you want to make sure that, okay, the daily chart and the weekly chart at least are agreeing before you want to implement your daily chart top-down trading method. So you wait for the weekly chart to come out of that declining channel, because you know that the monthly chart is in a rising channel. And when the weekly chart becomes bullish, then you will implement your top-down trading method on the daily chart. Sometimes it may work because the price may be at a specific key level, because the daily chart, you see a bullish chart pattern, price at a specific high impact key level, and you may get away with it, or you may just cash a portion of a contra trend. So the point I'm making here, one can apply a top-down trading method correctly and end up losing if one does not if one does not validate the trading setup on a higher time frame. So the best way to use the top-down trading method is that you want to be, so that like I said to you before, it's very easy to understand what I'm talking about here, but to put into use is not as easy as we are talking about it now. All right? So the validation of the trading setup is that you see on the daily chart, all right, is it a bullish trading setup? Yes. Okay, let's go to the weekly chart. Does it look bullish also on the weekly chart? This is about the validation. All right, it looks bullish on the weekly chart. Let's go on the monthly chart. Does it look bullish on the monthly chart? No. All right. So if the daily chart and the weekly chart are bullish and the monthly chart is bearish, if we manage to buy using a top-down trading method, we need to be careful. The trial may go up a bit, only to come down. So in that case, we know what we are doing, and we want to control it carefully. Yes or no? All right. So the validation of the trading setup is very important. So all I'm saying here, what I'm trying to explain here is that if you are a daily chart top-down trader, try after you find your trading setup on a daily chart, don't close your ear, your eyes, and say, I don't want to know what is on the weekly chart and the monthly chart. Be a little bit curious. If you are lazy like myself, at least look on the weekly chart. Does he look at least bullish also on the weekly chart? Is he in a rising channel on the weekly chart? Does he pull back to retest, okay, the edge of a trend line on the weekly chart? All right? Okay? So this is what you want to look for. So very simple. All I say to those who are on the daily chart is that you want to draw, I talked about this before, draw the trend line, the channels, and the key levels on the monthly chart. So if you are using a daily chart for your top-down trading methods as a technical trader, you must go to the daily chart, draw the channels, the trend line, and the key levels on a monthly chart. And then you come back to your daily chart looking for your trading setup in the vicinity of those key levels, trend line, and channel. Don't forget what I said to you. So this will help you to avoid using your top-down trading method correctly, only to end up losing. So this is about daily chart traders. Why? All right, that's a very good question. The reason why you need to go to the monthly chart and draw all those lines and channels is because the signal time frame for the monthly chart is the daily chart. So all you are doing, you want to look for use those ones. So somebody who is using a monthly chart trading setup will be looking for a signal on the daily chart. So you as a top-down trader that is using a daily chart for trading setup, you want to use the signal of the monthly chart traders as your trading setup. That's what you are doing. All right. I don't want the video to be too long. So if you are a typical swing trader or position trader or somebody who loves the weekly chart, to avoid the mistake that I'm discussing here, which means you know how to apply the top-down trading method, but sometimes you end up losing. You wonder why. The minimum that you must do, your weekly chart for your trading setup, you go to the quarterly chart and you draw the channel, the trend line, and the key levels. I will not repeat myself again because the quarterly chart trading signal will happen either on the weekly chart or the 3-day chart. If you are a monthly, you are top-down technical trader that is using the monthly chart as your setup time frame, you will go to the yearly chart and draw the channel, the trend line, and the key levels. And then before you switch to your monthly chart, looking for your trading setup in the vicinity of those channel, trend line, and key levels. All right? Okay? If you are a position trader on the quarterly chart, you will use again the yearly chart because that's all we can have. We don't have another higher time frame than the yearly chart, so you will use again the yearly chart, draw the key levels on the yearly chart, channel, trend line, and then you drop down now to the quarterly chart looking for trading setup in the vicinity of those key level, channel, and trend line on your quarterly chart. And from there, you have a chance to now what you are doing, you are combining a higher time frame to your setup time frame. All right, and from there now you start implementing your top-down trading method. So, for instance, somebody who is using a TSTW as well as 008, we use the daily chart for our trading setup. We use the technical indicators, all right? But I recorded a video that I posted also at the TSTW as well as 008. But what I've noticed that a lot of traders, because they don't have enough time, they don't watch all those videos. They buy the system, they jump on it, they want to use it. In fact, I want to say to new traders to stay away from the TSTW as well as 008, even if you are a new trader, because you will find it difficult to use. Not because it's difficult, like I said to you, it's quite easy. All right, to understand the topic of a top-down trading method, but to put it into use is not that easy. You need more time, more practice, more experience to get there. All right, so I see sometimes a lot of new traders will go and buy the TSTW as well as 008, but to put it into use, they find it a bit tricky. All right, they find it a bit tricky. I don't know why, but this is what's going on. All right. The point I'm making here, especially if you're TSTW as well as 008 trader, your trading setup is on a daily chart. So what we are doing, all right? So purchase the TSTW as well as 008, you have the 24SP trading material. Now, we give it to those traders because for free, the 24SP trading material, because it says 13 specific stochastic patterns. So you want to look for you can look for stochastic pattern. Why it is happening? A lot of TSTWS usual traders are only looking for those stochastic patterns on the daily chart. You don't have to. It does not have to be only on the daily chart. All right. You can look for the stochastic pattern on the weekly chart, on the monthly chart. But now, if you see the stochastic pattern on the weekly chart, for instance, and you want to trade it using the TSTWS usual 8, you need to go to the signal time frame of the TSTWS usual 8 and wait for a clear signal. Though one may say that, George, you say that we should use the daily chart, but again, I'm saying to you, a valid trading setup is good, yes or no, on any time frame. So you see on the weekly chart, you see on the monthly chart. Now drop down to the signal time frame and wait for the signal. So anytime we are looking for a signal, what do? We draw a line. Do you know that? You draw a line. You draw a line, you say priority to bullish signal above, priority to bearish signal below, which means I don't want to buy below that red line 12758. So you are buying near a key level, as I told you. All right? So TSTWS usual a trader will go to the monthly chart because we are using a daily chart for our trading setup. We draw the trend lines, okay, the channels and the key levels on the monthly chart. Good. Now he or she will now switch to the daily chart looking for trading setup in the vicinity of what? Those channels, those trend lines, those key levels on the monthly chart. If one identify a specific trading setup, okay, on a daily chart using the TSTWS usual 8, one will now go to the signal time frame, wait for the signal. The only thing that you cannot change about the TSTWS usual 8 is the only things that, in plural, things that you cannot change are the technical indicators, the signal time frame, and the entry time frame. That's it. Now, though we talk about okay, trading setup on a daily chart, one can look for any trading setup. That's why we give to trader also the NISE 24 trade, highlighting various trading setup that one can use. Don't limit yourself on the daily chart when it comes to the setup. You have to understand that when one is writing a trading system, one cannot put everything down. Otherwise, you're going to write how many pages? 100 pages for a trading system. And people will be saying, what's this? All right? You need to concentrate on the main thing. At the same time, you have to think of what kind of people you want them to use the system. You want anybody to use it, or you want advanced trader only to use it. So you are taking all this into consideration, and you are concising why you are writing for the system. But what I'm doing is this, very simple. You purchase the system, all right. You have any question, please feel free to contact us. My Gmail is in the email, the first email that you will receive. You can contact me and say, hey, you stupid George, what were you talking about here? Good. All right. Okay. So recently, in 2017, I've said to TSTW24 trader, you purchase the TSTW24 traders, you can use it for 14 days. All right. You don't like it? Well, ask for a refund, and I'll refund you within 14 days without asking one question at all. So the downside is mine because you purchase my system, you say, all right, I use it for 14 days, I'm not happy about it. Yours, you are just a crazy YouTuber, crazy person talking about trading system, all right, scamming people, blah, blah, blah. Well, I will talk about this in another video because it's another topic. I will be talking about it, all this about scamming, blah, blah, blah. But the point I'm making is that from 2017, this year, you can purchase a TSTW24, TSTWS usual 8, and you can use it for 14 days, all right? And if you say, George, I'm not satisfied, okay, you stick all the fingers up, call me all kind of name, right? Just write to me and say, George, I want a refund. Within 24 hours, I will refund your money to you without asking one question. So 14 days, trial, don't like it? contact me. Refund your money to you straight away. But what am I doing? Okay, what I'm doing is very simple. So you purchase the system, you have the website, okay, and also I'm on YouTube. All right, that's what we are doing here. So I'm explaining to traders how to use a top-down trading method. All right, so somebody who is using weekly chart for trading setup, we go to the quarterly chart, draw the channel, the trailer, and the kilo. All right, so those are the things you need to do to avoid this specific mistake. So it's amazing. A trader know how to use the top-down trading method. He watch all the video on YouTube. He practice. He say, yes, George, I can assure you understand it. All right. Daily chart, hourly time frame, 10-minute time frame. I'm still not getting it. What's going on? Sometimes, apart from the validation of the trading setup, this video is going to be a little bit longer than I expected. Apart from the validation of the trading setup that I have already discussed, all right, we talk about the trading triangle. So at the beginning, we talk about top-down trading method. They set up the signal and the low-risk entry point, or we talk about the short-term, the long-term trend, the medium-term trend, and a short-term trend. Okay. Now we are talking about the trading triangle. What is that? All right. So traders that have been following that for years know that, George, I need to go and make my tea as we are talking about this to new traders, and I will come back soon. All right. Very simple. So we are talking about the market first. So sometimes just because a trader knows how to use the top-down trading method, there's one more thing that trader needs to pay attention to. This is very important. All right. This is very important. All right. Trading triangle. So you are trading a stock. That stock belongs to a group. Which group? That's the 100, FTSE 100, all right, Dow 30, and so on, all right. But when we are talking about when we are talking about the market, we are talking about the S&P 500. Whether you like the Americans or not, it's the S&P 500. People may say S&P 500 is nobody market, is the Shanghai, blah, blah. Remember, it's the S&P 500, all right? So whenever you are trading, you want to pay attention to the S&P 500. Before you apply your top-down trading method, you want to pay attention to the S&P 500. So one may apply, a top-down trading method correctly, but if one is trading against the S&P 500, if the S&P 500 is bullish and one is applying a top-down trading method for bearish purposes, that's not a good way to do it. You want to make sure that when you apply your bullish top-down trading method, the S&P 500 is also giving that a bullish trading setup, all right? You want to align your top-down trading method with the market. We are trading first the market. I don't want the video to be too long. I will just highlight it here. There are videos on YouTube about trading triangle by Joe Trio. I talk about it in 2 or 3 videos. So watch it. All right, very simple. The second thing, apart from the market, all right, we pay attention to the sector. So if you ignore the market, at least pay attention to the sector. Which group does it belong to, that stock? And in that group, there are market leaders. So inside the trading triangle, we have the market leaders. In that sector, those market leaders will influence that sector. All right? And also, you don't want to forget, the economy news and the fundamental. All right? So sometimes it's some traders that are purist technical traders will ignore the fundamentals and economy news. So though they are applying the top-down trading method correctly, they don't bother to upgrade their trading skill, paying attention to the economy news and the fundamentals. And they are letting themselves down. So they keep losing over the year just because, they don't try to add, the fundamental analysis to their technical analysis. Or they don't want to pay attention to the economy news. So if that's you, you need to do something about it. Otherwise, you should stop trading. Because the economy news and the fundamental, no one can get away from it. All right, very, very important. All right, very, very important. So there is also a video about Google acid test. So there is a video, I think, about Joe Trio channel or Day Pro Trader channel. And I talk about Google acid test. Minimum. So you are lazy technical trader. You say, George, I don't care about fundamental analysis. And I say, please do me a favor. All right. Watch that video about Google acid test. How do you perform Google acid test? All right. Okay. So this can help you to know. So you want to trade one stock, go to Google Finance or Yahoo Finance, check the economy news relating to that stock. Sometimes it's not the economy news relating to that stock that will influence the stock, but it can be just the economy news relating to the sector or the market leaders in that sector. So if I give you one example of a NASDAQ 100, you are trading stock in the NASDAQ 100, the market leaders are Google stock and Apple stock. So this is what professionals are paying attention to. So for instance, a professional trader want to buy stocks in the NASDAQ 100, he or she will be quite happy if both Apple and Google are also bullish at the same time. People want to buy Google, people want to buy Apple. Well, this is the day to buy stock in the NASDAQ 100 because the market leaders are bullish. So people are gagging or itching to sell the market leaders. Well, you want to implement a bearish strategy. So this is it. So one can know how to apply the top-down trading method correctly, but few things that can mess up the trade are, not validating, the trading setup or not using the trading triangle. So we talk about the market first, the sector, before the individual financial instrument. So before we can even trade this stock here, we must pay attention to the S&P 500. We must check the group or the sector to which that stock belongs to. We don't forget the economy news and the fundamental and the market leaders that can influence the stock. So you may say, Joe, that's too much for me. I understand. All right. I understand. Break it down. Take it bit by bit. All right. So if you don't want to pay attention to all this, now say, all right, George, I'll pay attention to the S&P 500. That's the start. Once you get used to it, you are doing minimum. All right. Then you go to the next step. Or you may say, George, all right, I don't want to look at the S&P 500, I'll check the sector at least. Okay, start with what you got, start with that, move along. All right. You may say, oh, George, I'll pay attention to the economy news at least. So you want to trade one stock using the top-down trade method, check the economy news. All right, but remember the economy news, we can't look at the economy news relating to the stock alone or to the financial instrument that we are trading alone, but we must always pay attention to the economy news, to the sector and the market leaders. That's all I need to mention. All right. So those are the few things that can, that can create a loss for somebody who's applying a top-down trading method correctly. So to summarize this this video, all right, about mastering a top-down trading method like a top technical traders, part 4, we want to avoid losing when we have applied the top-down trading method correctly. So here it is, weekly chart, 4-hour time frame or 2-hour time frame for the signal, 50-minute time frame for the entry. You see your trading setup on the weekly chart. You check the monthly chart, you draw your channels, your key level and trend line on the quarterly charts. You come to the weekly chart, you find a gorgeous, beautiful trading setup. You are salivating like a Pavlov dog, eating to buy like never before. All right. Now you say, all right, George, I want to be disciplined. You implement your top-down trading method, weekly chart. You are patient. You go to the 4-hour time frame or 2-hour time frame, signal is fire. You say, Joe, this is my day. I'm going to take this one like a pro. You drop it down to the 50-minute time frame. You say, it's Monday. George said, Monday is not good time to enter the trade. I wait patiently Tuesday. All right, now you enter the trade on Tuesday after the Wall Street is open. You time the market correctly. You've done everything as you're supposed to do according to the book, using the top-down trading method. All right, end of the week, you don't get paid, or it was a losing trade. Why? Now you know why. What can affect your trading setup, Validation of the trading setup, or not using, the trading triangle, the market, the sector, the economy news, the fundamental, and the market leaders. So you want to start working on those so everything can work beautifully for you. For somebody who is using a TSTW20 SYS008, which is a swing trading system, it's a top-down trading method, all right? We use the daily chart, the hourly time frame, and the 10-minute time frame. So the TSTW key 02 is about the entry on the 10-minute time frame. All right. But what can make one lose? So you apply it, pay attention to the economy news, pay attention to the trading triangle from the daily charts. All right. You see your trading setup. Really be curious. All right, daily chart. Draw your channels, your trend line, your key level on a monthly chart before going to the daily chart looking for your trading setup. Minimum, that will help you a bit. Do not forget the trading triangle. Check the economy news. Try to combine a few other things and make it work for you. Is the S&P 500 at a resistance level? Is he retesting a resistance level after breaking above it? All right. Is he pulling back to retest a rising channel? And so on and so on. So because the daily chart traders, we want to use the signal of the monthly chart traders as our trading setup. You are weekly chart a top-down trader. You want to use the quarterly chart traders signal as your trading setup. That will make sense easily. So those on the quarterly chart are itching, are waiting for their signal. The signal is fired. They are getting ready to enter the trend. You use their signal as your trading setup and you break it down using a top-down trading method. But if you use it as a technical trader, just close your eyes, say, oh, I don't want to know about economy news. I just want, oh, this looks beautiful. This is a minimum price move is free. 1, 2, 3. That's exactly what I just said. Retesting, okay, the 50% Fibonacci retracement level. All right, we are in a bullish zone. All right, I don't care about economy news. I don't care about S&P 500. Boom. And then you place your trade as a technical trader, and there are something going on in the market, and you don't want to know. You don't want to know what is the S&P 500. You don't want to know what's happening in that sector. You don't want to know what's happening to economy news. That's why I say to those who are swing traders, that those swing trading looks like easy. You look on the chart and say, well, if you pull back like this, I'll just buy here, wait and get paid. There are more to it. How do we set stop loss? How do we control the trade? Are we using options? Are we using CFD? Are we using, okay, and so on. So there are more to it, managing the trade, all right, and knowing exactly what's taking place. So I hope you have learned something from this tutorial, this part 4. I will be recording part 5. All right, so stay tuned. I'll be talking about another aspect, how we can master, okay, the top-down trading method, like a top technical trader. So at this stage, all right, you are now from part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. So what have you learned so far? You are able at this stage to use, okay, the long-term trend, the medium-term trend, and the short-term trend for a top-down trading method, like a pro. That's part 1. In part 2, you are able to find on any higher time frame a trading setup and then break it down using a top-down trading method. But this is it. Remember this. When we are talking about the setup, the signal, and lower time frame, remember that we can go on any time frame looking for a trading setup. What am I talking about? This is very important. You say daily chart, okay, hourly time frame, 10-minute time frame. That's correct, yes or no? And we say, all right, weekly chart, 4-hour time frame or 12-hour time frame, okay, and then here we say 50-minute time frame for the entry. But remember that your trading setup as a day trader does not have to be only on the daily chart. All right, it can be on the monthly chart, on the weekly chart. But because your trading style is about daily chart, even if you see your signal, your trading setup on the weekly chart, you will come and wait for your signal on the hourly time frame. Are you getting it now? All right, but you need to be careful here because I need to be careful what I'm talking about here. In fact, it's like I'm speaking to TSTW SY0 trader, so you have a proper system in place. So correction, what I'm saying here, for TSTW SY0 trader, though our trading setup time frame is a daily chart, we can use any trading setup, either on a weekly chart, monthly chart, okay, yearly chart. But because we have our own technical indicators, when we see those trading setup on any higher time frame, we must now come to the hourly time frame using our technical indicator for the signal. That's what I want to say. All right. So do not limit yourself for the trading setup. All right. Very simple. So this will conclude our discussion today about mastering a top-down trading method, like a top technical trader, part 4, talking about why top-down technical trader, top-down trading method does fail, even though one is applying it correctly. All right. So one of the reasons is that one does not validate the trading setup. Another reason is that one is not adhering to the trading triangle, not paying attention to S&P 500, economy news, and the market leaders. I hope you'll find the video useful and will put into use to start improving your top-down trading method. All right, it's for those traders who know how to apply a top-down trading method, but they are not gaining anything from it. This is very, very bad. And those are the things you need to work on. Gently break it down one step at a time and see, which one is the easiest one for you. Start with the easiest one first and start working on those until you polish it all together. All right? Okay? As always, if you watch a video like this on YouTube, you say, yes, George, this makes sense. You are the man, all right? I'll kiss your toes. And I say, please don't kiss my toes. All right? All right. Now, and then you say, all right, George, I love this very much. Okay. I'm very excited about this. I never seen anything like this. What you need to do, the question you need to ask now, okay? Have you understood everything? All right. Good. If you understood everything, it means that you have accumulated knowledge. All right. Now you understood, you know what to do. The next step, use a demo account. Okay, use a demo account, practice. Why? Because you don't want to lose. That's it. Like Mr. Buffett said, the first rule is not to lose, okay? And the second rule is what? Not to forget the first rule. The first rule says not to lose, and the second rule says don't forget the first rule, which says that do not lose. All right? So the bottom line is not to lose. So you want to use a demo account, you watch the video on YouTube, use a demo account, practice, so you can open a chart, a live chart, your broker account like this. Don't use any money, and then you pretend like you are buying. You open and have a book. Say, all right, okay, I see a trading setup. Okay, here the signal is fired on a hourly time frame. Now this is the entry on a 10-minute time frame. All right, enter now. Now you sit and watch it, or you can go and do something and come back. Or if it's a swing trading, you note it down and you trade maybe 3 stocks, you monitor it, don't do it like a crazy, do it like you should have done it if you are using real money, and then you see, is it working? All right. So all you are doing is to develop the skill and gain more experience. So if you have like you are using your demo account, you have a losing trade or whatever, and then you say, all right, why this one was a losing trade? You start asking questions. What have I missed here? Have I violated? Have I violated the market pattern? Okay. Am I committing one of the 6 biggest trading mistakes that we have discussed at dayprotraders.com? So you are asking question. Even if it's a winning trade, you say, why this one worked beautifully? All right. So you try to find out why this one did work so well. You check, all right, S&P 500 was very bullish that day. All right, S&P 500 went up big time. Dow Jones went up big time. So it was a bullish day, and I was applying a top-down trading method for bullish purposes. All right, it was good. A lot of bullish economy news came out that day. So you try to combine to see exactly why that trade was successful. So it's not all about the losing trade, but you want to know also why some trade was so successful. So, and then you see which strategy, which trading setup was so successful. Now you are trying to now compare a list. So you see, well, the inverted head and shoulder trading setup was more successful than the double bottom. All right, okay. Then you try to see the trade is, okay, you are an in your way trader, you say, all right, minimum price point is free. All right, zigzag pattern, flat correction. All right, the flat correction signal on the 50-minute time frame was more successful. I prefer to use that signal. Okay, and so on. So you are trying to find out what is working and what is not working. And you do it for some time, and then, okay, when you are ready now, and you want to start trading with real money, please, all right, don't be too arrogant, all right, don't be too confident, because it's a new trader. You'll be confident, you'll be excited. So you say, all right, mommy, lend me some money, give me £10,000, and you go and place 100 trade or 10 trade. Don't do that. Please don't do that, okay? What you need to do, you take one trade, just one trade, and you watch it through. You get paid, you say, all right, that was good. You find out why the trade was successful. If it was a losing trade, you want to know also why. Good. You place another trade. You take one trade at a time. For a month, for 2 months, for 3 months. You say, well, yeah, I can trade this one. Okay, I'm using this trading setup. I like that. Or become a specialist, a top-down trader. Okay, now you say, all right. After 3 months, 15 months, you say, all right, now, okay, I think I'm getting there. Okay, now you start taking 2 trades. Okay, you find it a bit difficult to manage 2 trades. All right, if it's not working, you go back to 1 trade again. Just how you going until you get it right, okay? So don't watch video on YouTube and start throwing money on it because I know people are doing it, all right? I've done it myself. You lose all your money, and after 10 years, you realize that, all right, I have dumped 50,000 pounds in the stock market, and I did not get anything out of it. Don't go around buying. There are trading systems for 3,000. If you think that TSTWSY08 is too expensive, there are trading systems costing 3,000 or more. But okay, all right. So don't go around spending money like crazy, but concentrate on your ability to trade, your experience to trade, develop your own trading system, your own trading style, all right, and try to understand. That's the key. Understand why. I keep asking why. Why this one work? Why this one does not work? Okay, that's the question children are asking. Why? Why? Why the price find resistance here? Okay, why the price keep finding the resistance here? All right, that's the 52 weeks high. Okay, in the last 52 weeks, the price did not break that resistance. So professionals are very careful. Anytime the price hit that 52 weeks high, they are not buying there. So no one is pushing above the 52 weeks high. All right, this is the 52 weeks low. All right, that's why it keeps stopping there all the time. Okay, there are people buying there. All right, so you see now, so those are the things you want to keep your eye wide open without blinking. Try to ask questions, try to understand. That's why we are recording the video to give you more understanding. I think I've said enough and I spoke to you too much today. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed and learned something from it, very important. And I will become a top-down trader, okay, top-down technical trader. If you have any question or suggestion, put it in the comment section. In due course, my friend, I will be recording another video to answer your specific question. If you find this video truly useful, don't go away. Give us the thumbs up. If you think that Joe, that was very long, it was in fact useless, it was boring, and I don't find anything useful in this useless video, please give us the thumbs down. Alright, you say, Joe, this is an amazing tutorial. Alright, I was enjoying my favorite drink, and it doesn't seem so long for me, or I watch it bit by bit. Now I finally watch it all. It was a great tutorial. I learned something from it. It's an amazing tutorial. Feel free to share with your friend on Google+, on Twitter, on Facebook, and also on Reddit. Until the next time, enjoy yourself and be very happy. We are the TSTW24 traders talking about mastering top-down trading method like top technical traders, part 4. See you in part 5. Don't miss out and stay tuned. Happy trading to you all and speak to you soon.